Well, I am in the chicken pen, and mainly because it's so windy out there that you might not could hear me. But I was wanting to show you my new chickens. These are all pullets, all girls. I've got 10 new girls. My old girls are old. Old girls. They're about 2 years old. 2 is about the age at which they begin to start decreasing in production, and still useful, still will lay for another year or two, but at that point they begin to lose their efficiency, let's say. You start feeding them sometimes for nothing. They'll eat a lot of feed but not produce a lot of eggs, which is not what you want to happen. So I went and got 10 more pullets. They're hiding right now, not necessarily from me. They're kind of hiding from these girls here because they haven't established the pecking order yet, but I guarantee you the pecking order starts up in here and does not start with those little chicks. They're 12 weeks old, and so they're a month away, 3 weeks to a month away from laying, beginning to lay. And I put them in here. When I first put them in, I had, let me step over here, maybe have too much wind, I don't know, but I just sectioned off a little area here starting at the door and just came across here and just kind of had them in here for a couple of days, just by themselves. Had a few escapees. They flew out of it. So when I took them out, I left them in for 2 days so they'd know where home was. You kind of need to make sure everybody knows where home is when you bring new chickens to your house, because they're just not used to it, and they like anybody else, they need to know where home is. So anyway, let me try to get a better shot if I can get them to scatter out a little bit, maybe even get out in the sun. But they're in the shade, and I'm even in the shade. So, but they're most of you recognize that is a barred rock or a Plymouth rock. I think barred and Plymouth are the same thing, but they call them barred rock. In fact, let me just say, first of all, I got these at Chickenville, again, Chickenville, USA. It's around Terrell, Texas, and they've got some beautiful stock. Right now, he's pretty much selling everything as a day or two, or just a few days old. They're selling so many. When the COVID hit, you couldn't buy a chicken from him. I mean, they were all spoke for, they were all sold, and it slowed down some, but he says he's still selling thousands. So anyway, back to the chickens. The red ones are a New Hampshire red. My brother went with me and got 4 Americanas, 4 Buff Orpingtons, and 2 2 black Australorps, which is what I've got out here. Most of mine are black Australorps. But anyway, they're healthy. Chickenville, USA just always has healthy animals, and so they're getting used to their new home. They're staying in here. They don't venture out much because they'll get pecked pretty hard, and the other girls are telling them, "I'm boss, you're not. You're low on the totem pole. Keep your distance, or I'll let you have it." Anyway, and they're huffing and puffing. You can see they're. Hope you can see that. It's hot. It's about 94 right now, and they're hot. They're youngsters, but youngsters get hot too. So. I'll show you just a little bit of video footage from Chickenville. I didn't do a full-blown video. You can't get in they won't let you in with the chickens anymore. He didn't say, but I assume it's because I know it's for COVID reasons, he said, but I assume that I'm just gonna have to wait on him to crow every time. I'm assuming it's because since COVID jumped from supposedly from animal to human, and then from human to human, then they just can't take the chance that it would jump from human to animal. So they're just not letting anybody in with the chickens. And what they do, again, I'll show you a video just now, shows how they load them up. We just told him what we wanted. Of course, he raised these for us. Now, he's not doing that for everybody right now because their turnover is so big. He can't keep them. But since we did that video on him last time and developed a relationship with them there, he raised these for us. And so anyway, let me just show you that quick video and of how they pack them and how you can just drive up and get them. And it's just a pretty quick video of our experience this time. It is very fast. We weren't there 10 minutes probably at Chickenville, USA. And then I'll come right back. Well, I'm at Chickenville again. This is Mike. We're in the midst of the COVID crisis in 2020, but we just wanted to show you that he can load. If you don't have a pickup truck and want some chickens, they can load them in boxes. We have 20 chickens in the back of a Toyota Corolla, if you believe that. And these aren't baby chicks. These are what, 12-week-old? 12-week-old chickens. So they're pretty good size. We can get 20 of them in the back. Yeah, they're packed, but we can get 20 of them in the back of a Toyota.
You don't want them to get out of those boxes, though.
If they get out of the boxes, we're just gonna let them go. I'm not chasing a chicken down I-20. So anyway, just let you know we're at Chickenville, USA again, and they can. How you doing? And they can set you up. And if you don't have a truck, you don't need one. Or come in your car, they'll set you up. Okay, so we're back, and again, these got out. Several of them got out a couple of times, but they could definitely fly pretty well. So as I took them out of the little cage within this hen house, chicken house, as I took them out of that, I clipped their wings. But anyway, there they are. The new chickens. Again, the red ones are New Hampshire red. I've never had that breed before. New Hampshire red. They're pretty. They're supposed to be real good layers. Barred rocks I've had many times in the past, and barred rocks are good layers. And so I'm expecting good things. I'll probably keep the rooster because not long ago I had a red-tailed hawk come down, and even though I wasn't watching what happened, I could hear the commotion. And I believe the red-tailed hawk came down, grabbed a hold of one of the hens, one of the big hens, the older hens I've got now. And I believe that rooster came and fought him because there was a big ruckus. And the rooster was making a ruckus, and he was making a ruckus. And I was in the barn, I stuck my head out real quick, and the hawk was flying away. And I believe the rooster fought him off. So we're going to keep the rooster as long as he'll remain alive. I don't know how long roosters live, but then I may, if I find a barred rock rooster or something like that, I may go ahead and replace him. But as of right now, if he'll fight a hawk off, man, I'll feed him. I'll do whatever I need to do. That's a heck of a rooster if they'll fight a hawk. So, and that hawk he's big, and that hawk was as big as him probably. So anyway, new chickens on the homestead. Maybe I can get them to spread out a little bit. You can get a little better look at them. I don't want to spook them because again they're hot. I don't want them running around and getting heat stroke or nothing. But they are pretty. They are really nice chickens. New Hampshire red. I'm assuming a brown layer, a brown egg layer. I don't even think I looked, but a little black on their tail. And all right, y'all go out there, and now you're gonna get picked on. I'll go over and get them a drink. I mean, those hens aren't letting them hardly eat, aren't letting them get a drink. The good thing about doing it right now is my hens, I'll show you my air conditioning in just a minute, but my hens like to lay out here where I keep it wet. and because it's so hot, and that does afford them this this chicken pen as their own. So, but let me show you my air conditioning real quick. It's just a mister. I've got a mister on this pole here, and it's got a, I don't want to get too close because I'm going to get the camera wet. It's got a shut-off valve right there, a little small shut-off valve, and it's just sprays out cold water from the well. This is well water, and it wets down the ground. I don't find them sitting under it much. They you know, you've heard the old expression, matter an old wet hen. They don't care to get wet, but they do. It does cool out, especially if the wind's blowing from this direction. It'll cool down this whole thing. Or right now the wind is blowing from the south, and it's kind of blowing away from them, so they're not getting a whole lot of benefit of it, but they can lay on this moist ground. And this whole area here from there to up in here stays moist for them. So, and I turn it on, usually turn it on in the morning, and then I'll turn it on before dark when they start thinking about going to bed. I don't leave it on all night long unless I just forget it. It's just again, a little mister, and I've just got it fixed where blows a fan-shaped, just a fan-shaped mist out that way. Anyway, so I want to show you my new chickens and show you Chickenville. Again, they're still open for business. They still have lots and lots of chickens, but they have the rush for chickens. People are wanting chickens on the homestead since COVID started. People are wanting to do a lot of homesteading type stuff since COVID started, and you should too if you're not. But food storage and all that stuff, I need to start doing some more videos on that, because I think that is going to become increasingly important. Already is, and I think you really need to consider that. Anyway, want to show you my new chickens. Kind of proud of them. We'll see how they start doing. I'll keep you when they start laying. I'll give you a video on that. It should be about 3 or 4 weeks, and hopefully Hawk doesn't come in. Now she's gonna go in there all headed. Watch them, they're all gonna head back to the back, because she's gonna make sure I'm in there. If they get close to her, she's gonna peck the dog out of them. So that's just, you say, well, that's mean, I need to separate, that's just the way of life, folks. It's just the way things are. It's called a pecking order, and they establish it as soon as you introduce. Now, if you only introduce one chick into a new flock, they may kill it, because it's just one. But introducing 10 in a group of 8 hens, I think I'm good. I think they're okay. I mean, they don't venture out here much, but they did because everybody else is back behind the pen. All the other ones are back behind the pen. Another thing I did was, you see that cattle panel right there? Normally I give them, there's 140 feet long here that I give my chickens. And because of the red-tailed hawk and because of these being brand new, I didn't want to give them that much area. So I brought that cattle panel. It's kind of movable, so I brought it up and just put it about 6 feet here behind the pen. So I have shortened the chicken run dramatically for all the chickens. And and that's the problem. The only problem with that is these folks, the big old ones, like to go way back there, which would give these new ones an opportunity to come out here and scratch around and have a big time. And they're not getting that opportunity right now, except when these older chickens go up here, because I guarantee you they're up here pecking on some of these watermelon rinds, stuff like that. These old birds, as soon as I walk off, they're not going to have any of it. They're already looking at them, and they're driving these guys up here in the corner, but they know what's fixing to happen. So that'll give you a better look at them. Barred Rock and New Hampshire Reds. So they'll start laying pretty soon. We'll give you some more info about that. Y'all better go back home, or those 2 girls are waiting for me to leave, so they pounce on you. Anyway, I just don't want them to scare them so bad that they fly out of here. Even though I clip their wings, there's a possibility. I've only got chicken wire on this on this field fencing, I've only got chicken wire up about 2 feet. They can't get out down here, but they could fly up and come out through here. They haven't yet, and I don't think they want to, but it's, you know, don't have to, even though they got clipped wings, it's not a long flight, just 2 feet, and jump up and land on that and then poke their head through. Anyway, they've been eating grass and all this stuff, and new chickens. What can I say? New chickens on the homestead. All right, I think we're gone.